So let's learn about AnimatedSprite2D node, which is used to control all the animations using just a single node. Here I have a Node 2D scene. I'll add AnimatedSprite2D as its child. As you can see, nothing appears on the screen yet because we need to add SpriteFrames here. If I click on SpriteFrames and then click again, you can see a tab called SpriteFrames is opened here. Here you can see there is a button to add animations, to cut animations, to copy it, paste new animations, to delete animations. So basically, instead of adding a single texture like we did in Sprite2D, we can add multiple animations here. So for now, I'm gonna delete all of this and just keep one of it, and I'd name it as walk. So this basically is our walk animation. But you cannot see anything on the screen just yet because we need to add a texture to it. So for walk animation, I need to add frames. So if I go here and click on frames and I'll select this panda walk sprite, I'll link down an itch.io page from where you can download this. Then I can click auto slice. You can see it sliced it. If it doesn't properly slice it, you can manually set the horizontal and the vertical coordinates, and if there is any separation or offset in your sprite sheet, you can add those two as well. Then I'll select all. You can see all the sprites are selected and add to frame. You can see the image appears and the first frame is shown. If I click the play button here, you can see the panda is moving. It's moving slow because this is not a 5 FPS animation. If I increase the FPS a bit to something like 12, you can see it is naturally walking now. And I have kept the loop on now. It's by default on. I can turn it off if I want it, so it will just go ahead to the last frame and wait there. If I click it again and I play it, it would start looping. Now if it were a sprite 2D, we could have only added this one animation from a sprite sheet, or we would have needed to create a sprite sheet which included both this and the next animation. But here we can just go ahead and click new animation. Let's say roll, and I'll add sprite frames here, and I'll do auto slice, select all frames, add to frame. You can see I have second animation as well. I'll make it as 12 FPS as well. So you can see I can just switch between animations by clicking on them, which is really very convenient. Now that we have the animation set up, I'll just go ahead and click play. And you can see that the panda is not moving at all. I'll move it in the center and you could see it better. It's not moving, it's stuck on the first frame. Why does this happen? Because here we have set the animation as walk or roll, but by default it doesn't play. We need to tell it that it should play as we start the scene. So here you can see there is a property called autoplay on load. So if I click this, you can see there is an icon next to the roll. So if I play the scene now, you can see that the animation is being played. If I go again into it and I'd go to walk and I select that, you can see that the icon from roll disappeared and it came to the walk part. If I play it now, you can see the walk cycle is being rendered. If you want to manually control the frames, you can also pause it and you can control the frames from here as well, or you could do it through code. You could also manipulate the speed scale, the speed at which your animations are being played. So if I play it, you can see it is playing at 12 fps and speed scale is 1. So if I make it something like 2, you can see it is moving much faster. And if I go to roll, you can see it is also moving at 2x speed. So basically, what's the difference between this and this then? So if I change this FPS of roll to, let's say, something like 6, you can see that the roll animation got slowed down a bit, but the walk animation is still running at 12 FPS and speed scale of 2. So FPS is different for each of the animation, but the speed scale remains same throughout all the animated sprites. There is also one interesting property here, which is I can also give negative values for the speed scale. So you can see that the panda is moving in the reverse direction when I do it -1. It's much clearer in this roll animation. You can see that it's rolling in the opposite direction, which is not really that useful in many cases, but if you need it somewhere, there are other properties here as well. So if I add a new animation, I'll name it something like devil, and you can see there is add frame from file. So if I click here, you can see I'm adding a image. So it didn't ask me for a sprite sheet, it added an image instead. If I had clicked here and I chose the same image, it would tell me to select the frames, but since I selected the file, it directly let me select an image. So as you can see, I can not only create animations from a sprite sheet, but I can also create them using simple images. There is another interesting property here, which is frame duration. So as you can see, it's 1 fps, so basically 1 frame is rendered per second. But now I want this normal panda sprite to only occur for, let's say, a fraction of second, like 0.5 seconds, let's say half a second, and I want this to appear for like 3 seconds. So you can see that the normal panda is appearing only for 0.5 seconds and the devil panda is appearing for 3 seconds. So it's a very interesting property. You could use it somewhere where you want a specific frame to play for longer duration. Then there are other frames like this one, insert empty after selected. So it just inserts an empty frame. So you can see that there is a blank frame in between. And similarly, insert a blank frame before. So it's just an empty frame. Nothing is present in it, just plain blank frame. The next properties are move frame left. So it basically moves a frame to the left, and move to the right, moves it to the right. And the other properties are copy frames to copy specific frames, and paste frames to paste frames, but honestly I just do it using Control C and Control V, so I'd not bother much about them. You can also notice there is offset property, which is similar to our sprite 2D. It also includes the same set of properties: the centered, offset, flip horizontal, flip vertical. It's all the same properties that we covered in Sprite 2D. In case you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it so that you would know what the offset properties are. Now you know how Animated Sprite 2D stores animations, plays them, and switches between them. Go ahead and play with them and let me know if you have any questions in the comments.